Shepherd, this is Ed Abbey. Do you copy? Over.
Abbey, this is Sea Shepherd. Richard. Nice catch.
The expedition is 800 miles from land.
No, that might be okay.
The radio operator checks in with base.
Yeah, we're calling to see if anyone called in with any information. Over?
Yeah, a group of drift netters have been sighted at 45 north, 160 west. Over.
Can you tell me where that came from?
Yeah, from the American Albacore fleet. Over.
Okay, it's from the Albacore fleet. Can you tell me if, what kind of ships they were?
The report says Taiwanese. Over.
Were they Taiwanese longliners or drift netters? Over.
Oh, they were definitely drift netters.
The drift netters are more than a week away. When he finds them, Paul Watson's methods will be simple and direct. He will ram them.
If you just look at the law of physics, that if you take 700 tons of steel and ram it into 700 tons of steel, there's a lot of metal there to absorb the energy of the blow. So a ramming doesn't really knock anybody off their feet. And so you can do it without injuring anybody. We do have to be very aware while we're doing this for the unpredictable human reactions. And so you have to be ready to make a last-minute adjustment to avoid any injury.
The unpredictable has happened. 1991, off the mouth of the Amazon. Watson fights a long battle with a Taiwanese ship. Blows are exchanged by both sides.
Yeah, in the past, we sustained quite a bit of damage when we've been rammed on the side, so we put out this device here, which we call the mother of can openers, and it keeps vessels from coming up alongside. If they do, then we pierce their hull and cause them more damage than they would cause us. This is a water pump that we got from the Royal Navy, surplus, and what we do is use it to power a water cannon, which will repel anybody trying to come on board or to keep vessels away from us. We can focus it on the smokestacks and threaten to cause damage to their engine. So it's one of our non-violent defense systems. Well, in the past, we've been able to secure barrels of pie filling from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They're surplus barrels. And we can get an attachment from a water cannon and drop that into the barrel. So it can suck up all 45 gallons within a few seconds and send it out the barrel of the water cannon using the water pressure as the vacuum pump. And with this, we can fire a 45-gallon shot of lemon meringue or Boston cream pie at anybody trying to board us. It usually serves to be an effective deterrent.
Watson also carries firepower. His pride and joy is a quarter-pound American Civil War cannon mounted on the stern of the Edward Abbey.
You know, originally people started calling us pirates and said, you're no better than pirates. And we figured, well, we might as well. If they're going to call us that, we'll be pirates. But then we also remembered that the Royal Navy couldn't shut down piracy in the Caribbean. That fell to Henry Morgan, a pirate.
Setting a pirate to catch a pirate is just what Watson did. In 1979, his target was the Sierra, the world's most infamous pirate whaler. The Sierra defied all laws, concealing its ownership and killing any whale that it came across.
The Sierra was the most notorious of the pirate whalers. It had been operating for years. It killed 25,000 whales illegally. And I think it was very important for us to put it out of commission, considering that no laws in the world were being enforced against it, and it was a complete out-and-out pirate.
At the helm of his first ship, the Sea Shepherd I, Watson found the Sierra operating off the Portuguese coast. It was too dangerous to sink her on the high seas, so Watson chased the pirate to its rendezvous with a Japanese freighter. Close to port, he twice rammed the Sierra, once across the bows where the harpoon was mounted, and then again amidships, ripping the pirate open beneath the waterline. The Sierra managed to struggle into harbour. Months later, saboteurs placed a limpet mine on the Sierra's hull, finishing the job that Watson had started.
The first mate on the Sierra, after we rammed the Sierra, he said to an American television network that it was the only way they could have been stopped. And when he was later questioned about how he felt about it, he said, when I saw how people were willing to risk their life to protect the whales, I began to think about what I was doing. And I'll never kill a whale again. And if Sea Shepherd wanted me to crew on their vessel, I'd be happy to join them. Now, I think that if you can get one harpooner to put down his harpoon and become a whale saver instead of a whale killer, that is a very important educational achievement, much more so than convincing you know, 1 million people in Britain to not kill whales. They're not going to kill whales anyway. So if you can get the whalers to lay down the harpoon, that is an achievement. The whales are exceptionally intelligent, exceptionally majestic creatures, and it's a criminal operation to indulge in killing them. And I don't care what the laws of any nation or international laws say, the killing of whales is completely and totally unacceptable.
The Norwegian Lofoten Islands, high in the Arctic Circle. 1992, Norway announces the resumption of coastal whaling of the minke, a small whale found in large numbers around the islands. A decision taken within its rights under International Whaling Commission rules.
The reason why we hunt whales are the same as why we do the fishing. It's our living. And if you have a look here, if you have a look in the village where I live, 400 people, it's hardly space enough for our houses between the mountains and the sea. There is nothing else to live from. And we want to stay here. We have done so for 1,000 years, living from fish, whales and seals, and we have done it sustainably.
Watson acted before whaling could start. Under cover of the Arctic night, Watson and 2 others board the Nybrena, a Lofoten Island whaler. They sabotage its engine, open the seacocks, and escape. The Nybrena was saved by the chance arrival of its owner. He stopped the inrushing seawater just before it sank. Paul Watson's action has hardened the whaler's resolve to carry on.
I was very disappointed when I realized that it was sabotage. And when I was told afterwards who was behind it, I realized straight away that the man, well, he must be sick. I could not say that I was angry, but of course I am very disappointed over what has happened. He has to have psychiatric help, because the man is quite obviously mad.
Paul Watson, he's eating beef, he's eating pigs. For some reason, he don't eat whales and seals. And you know, if somebody came to Britain or to US from India telling you to not kill cows, maybe even blowing up your slaughterhouses, I think you would think that this was crazy, that somebody wanted to impose their symbols, their culture values on you. But this is what Paul Watson is trying to do.
We cannot let terrorists govern the world. It won't do. My brother, Jan Odin, and I have sent a letter to the American president. We've made him aware that he has terrorists operating from American soil, who've come up here to the peaceful Lofoten Islands and sunk boats and frightened children and families. So we appeal to the American president to punish them according to American law.
This is all just a lot of rhetoric, you know, because one person's violence is not another person's violence. One person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. We're involved in a war here, a war to save the planet. Now, nobody thinks twice about questioning soldiers if they're defending oil wells or real estate. I mean, we're involved in a war to save life here. And I'm surprised that it hasn't escalated into combat, and it probably will one of these days as things become more desperate. The fact is that we have never injured anybody. We have no intention of injuring anybody, and I think that we can control the situation to ensure that we don't injure anybody. After that, they can say whatever they like. Frankly, we don't give a damn.